Om Shri Sai Ram, offering my most humble and loving salutations at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan, Sri Satya Sai Baba. By his divine grace and his immense blessings, we are again with our next offering, his story through the eyes of his boys. And we have a very special guest today. And let us start this journey with our prayer. And as usual, I ask everybody to please join me in saying this prayer. O Lord, take my love and let it flow in fullness of devotion to Thee. O Lord, take my hands and let them work incessantly for Thee. O Lord, take my soul and let it be merged in one with Thee. O Lord, take my mind and thoughts and let them be in tune with Thee. O Lord, take my everything and let me be an instrument to work for Thee. Om Sai Ram. Om Shri Sai Ram. Today, I wanted to start by offering a gratitude to a brother of ours who this week, in fact in few days back, merged with Bhagwan. He was our batchmate in the same era, Brother Rajesh Mimani. Unfortunately, very young, very devoted. He was having some heart ailment and he was flying into Bangalore for operation when in flight he developed pain. And some doctors flying in that time tried to help him out. He stopped everything and asked for vibhuti, which gave him a bit of relief. And at that moment, he points in front and says, Swami has come. And then he says, I'm coming. And he departs. Only God knows the ways, the divine ways in which He nurtures each one of us and helps us to culminate our lives in such a worthy manner. We have yet another beautiful brother of ours merged with our Master, and we offer our sincere condolences to the family and pray for his strength and understanding on each one to accept this and remain in the service of Sai Ram. Sai Ram, brothers and sisters. Today, I have a beautiful guest who was my senior in college, who also became my teacher in my final year of school. And most of you know him or must have seen him at least as a tabla player in Mandir, part of the bhajan group from the very inception in the Prashanti Nilayam. A very dear Sri B. Sai Surendranath. And I welcome Sai Sir. Sai Sir, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
It is such a pleasure to have you on this offering, what we call it as his story through the eyes of his boys. Let me give a little brief intro to everybody about who this wonderful, fun-loving, positive being is. Brother Sai Surendranath actually hails from a family who became Bhagwan's devotee long back. Actually, he is the third generation devotee of Bhagwan, and now including his son. So there are 4 generations with Bhagwan who have experienced the physical avatar, proximity of the living God. He came to Bhagwan as a student in 1977 when he did his PUC, what we call pre-university in Vrindavan. And then he came to Puttaparthi when he joined the BCom, bachelor's, and then he was the first batch also. In fact, it was all with his batch that I would say university was actually become blossoming. Bhagwan was really creating the courses. So he was the first batch of the BCom, then he became in the first batch of MCom when he did Masters in Commerce. He finished that in 1984. And after that, Bhagwan directed him or chose him to become the teacher at Sri Satya Sai Higher Secondary School. Presently, he is working as a PG teacher there in the Department of Commerce. And he was also blessed to receive twice, I believe, Best Teachers Award by the Ministry of Education, HRD department. I think they nominate every year, and our school has been blessed by, to receive this award many times, and twice, if I'm not wrong, Sai sir, it is
Yes.
twice you received, right? Yeah. So it is a very honor and a pleasure for me to have this conversation with you. So welcome to this program, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I offer my humble pranams at the lotus feet of our most loving Lord. Respected elders, dear brothers and sisters of Sai family, my loving greetings to one and all. I really appreciate Abhi for taking all his time and putting all the efforts in organizing this kind of conversation. Rather than in satsang, usually it is one way. This is going to be two-way, tossing
Two-way.
left and right. It is going to be that way. It is nice way of sharing the thoughts and the experience that each one had in their life when they lived with Bhagwan. For many days, I think, Abhi, we have been planning, many months, I should say. We've been planning and planning and planning, and it never materialized. Maybe today, Swami willed it, and it is happening, and we are here together with all the Sai families around the world. Abhi, I like the title that you have given, His Story, through the eyes of his boys or his students. It can be even devotees for that matter.
Certainly.
Actually, we are nothing. We don't have any identity at all in our life. The moment Swami enters our life start carrying a story. And the story is because he entered, and the story becomes his story. So whatever that we are going to talk about our life is basically his association with us and becomes his story. And really, each and every family around the world, everybody feels Sai Baba is mine, my Swami, my Baba, my Sai. So every individual devotee feels that. Every Sai family feels he belongs to their family and not our family. See, they own Baba like that. See, that is the beauty of that love which attracts every individual, every single devotee, every single family, and owns him. This is nothing but it is similar to the situation, Abhi, just like in Dwapara age, Yuga. Every gopi, hundreds of gopi, they feel Krishna belongs to
me. Yeah.
me, correct. And the same thing, the same experience that Baba is giving for all his devotees.
I would say a very unique hallmark of divine.
Yes, hallmark. See, these are some of the small things. If you seriously sit back and think, you can correlate and understand the divine thread behind every act of Bhagavan. Rather than, you should not see critically, you have to see very practically why it is happening and how it is happening and why so many are getting attracted. That's why I always say, Swami is like sugar candy. We are all like, wherever he is, we just run for him, for the sweetness, for the sweet love. Yes, Abhi, I am with you
Wonderful.
now. Let us see. Whatever that you want to ask, you can ask, and we'll see how Swami takes the story, his story,
certainly
through our life.
Certainly, we are looking forward to that. So let us jump in. because I know it is very exciting thought to have somebody whose grandmother, and that too, let me share the year, I believe it was 1948
Yeah,
when she was
1948.
introduced to Bhagwan. So why
Hmm.
don't you tell us that era? 1948, Bhagwan was also physically very young and life
Yes,
was different. So tell us about her first. What kind of
yes.
person she was, and how did this whole magic start?
That was 10 years before my avatar. I was born in 1958, and my granny, that is my maternal grandfather and grandmother, my grandmother, maternal grandmother, she was more attached to Swami. And this happened those days. It was called Madras, not Chennai. Now we call Chennai. No, those days it was called Madras.
Yeah.
And my grandfather was a doctor, and he was serving in Malaysia. My grandmother used to come twice a year, thrice a year from Malaysia to spend her time with her daughters, two daughters. One is mother and my mother's elder sister, two daughters for them. And whenever she used to come and stay, there are few of my granny's friends in at Chennai, sorry, Madras, those days, Madras. They were talking about Sai Baba and his like saintly personality. And if you have any issues, any family problem, health problem, people approach him and then he gives vibhuti and everything gets sorted out. That kind of conversation. My granny slowly uh, got interest into what is this. And then with a group of people from Chennai, they all came. Those people used to come, but my granny was first time. So along with them, she came and she used to tell me how tedious, how difficult it was to reach Prashanthi Nilayam those days. And later, even I also experienced the same thing. My grandmother is even earlier. When I was child, when we used to come to Prashanthi Nilayam, from Madras, we have to catch a train, come to Bangalore. So from Bangalore, change over and come to Penukonda and get down at Penukonda. We used to get a, horse cart and sit in the horse cart because Jakkawala, those days they said Jakkawala. So we used
Right.
to put all our luggage and Kacha road and it used to topple up and down and we used to get hammered everywhere on the head. Then we reached Bukapatnam. So in Bukapatnam, all the ladies and children and their luggage will be shifted into a bullock cart, from horse cart to bullock cart, because we have to cross Chitravati River to enter Prashanthi Nilayam. That's the only way out those days. And in the middle of the Chitravati River, it will be like hip deep. It will be around maybe 4 feet, 5 feet. And the carts and the thing are tall ones. So ladies, children, and the gents will start supporting. They will push the wheels on the cart to help the bullocks to cross the
Cross the
river.
river. Hmm.
Yeah, it was so difficult. And that is why, when I see all that, just like when you go to Kedarnath, Badrinath for the pilgrimage, how difficult it used to be. And really you have to see God, you have to put all your efforts, and then finally you see, you appreciate, and you love the darshan of Bhagwan. The same thing it was those days, and that is
But it
how my
was, I
grandmother.
heard there is a nice thing as Swami used to wait many times on the other side and
Yes, yes.
receive people. So,
Those are all during my grandmother's time. When we were all going, it was almost say later, 15 years later, it was totally different. It was because the crowd increased. When she was
crowding.
there,
Yeah.
it was handful. What she, Kishtappa, my grandmother used to say, Kishtappa. Swami is one of the relative Kishtappa. He used to have a Petromax light and Patha Mandiram. Swami also was in Patha Mandiram because the Prashanthi Nilayam started in 1950, if I'm right. It was under
Yes.
construction in
Yes.
1950. And she was in 48, right? So in the Patha Mandiram, the ladies and all will sleep separately. And, the whenever we want to come, everything through Petromax, and there is no power
Pathamandiram,
supply.
sir, for the audience, for the people who don't know, Patha is a Telugu, is a old mandir.
Old
Yeah,
Mandir.
yeah.
Oh,
Old mandir, which
now,
was the original one from the shed, and then it moved. Right now, it is
uh,
used as a
Kalyana
marriage
Mandapam.
Kalyan Mandapam.
Kalyanam, Padda
Yeah,
Venkappa Kalyana Mandapam
Kalyan
now
Mandapam.
was called as Old Mandir,
Old
and
mandir.
there Swami was there. Actually, Swami
Hmm.
was there, and later on only Swami shifted to 1950, this Prashantini Mandir was constructed and Swami shifted there. So what happened was that is how they used to spend. And whenever they used to come those days, few people, and there is nothing like common shed or west block or round block, no blocks. You just have to settle down in that one hall like that. Anyway, she had a beautiful experience, and then the
So
moment she
basically,
saw,
she came because of her friends.
yeah, through friends she
So
came.
her friends said, "Come and let's go," and she came.
Yeah. uh,
Okay.
And when Swami saw her and Swami started calling her by name and was telling everything about her life and her husband, I know your husband is doctor and he's here. She was shaken. He said, how he knows everything about me and my life. And first time I'm looking at this gentleman and this young boy. Swami was like a young boy, for him, for her. So that is how she got fascinated, and from that time onwards, she her love and her devotion, it became very close to Swami, and she used to call Kanna, Sai Krishna, Sai Krishna. She loves Swami as Sai Krishna, Sai Krishna. She used to address Swami as Sai Krishna, and Swami used to call her as Chautamma.
Chautam.
Chautamma means a deaf lady.
Oh, she
Deaf
was hard
lady.
of hearing. She was
A
hard of hearing.
hard of hearing on one side. The reason was my grandfather was a doctor, right? And he used to every month he used to give purgative and the vitamin injections those days, no iron injections and this and that. And he used to clean the ears, and with the warm water with the syringe he used to clean. So my grandmother said, leave me alone, leave me. No, 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 health is important. He's very strict man, for maintaining that. So like that, when he was doing, she moved a little bit and one eardrum got punctured.
Oh,
So they
oh,
are,
oh.
so she cannot hear on one side, she can hear on only on the other side. So Swami used to speak loudly to her, and though Swami knows her by name, like Pankajama was her name. My grandfather name is Partha Saradi. Though Swami knows her as Pankajama, for easy identification, Chotama ekada, Chotamani Pilu. Where is the deaf lady? Call the deaf lady. So that became a pet name for my granny. So, so that is how she used to. Then every time when she used to come from Malaysia, invariably she will come to Prashant Nilayam and stay for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or sometimes even 1 month, enjoy Swami's blessings, and then go back. That is how she got introduced to Swami.
Has she ever narrated any some extraordinary miraculous events or whatever gave her the confidence and faith in Bhagwan?
Yeah. One okay. One nice incident is there. Uh, she told us that, and once when she came to Perthi, this is much later after Prashanti Nilayam. Okay, maybe 60s, I will say, late 50s or early 60s, and she had come to Prashanti Nilayam. Later, sometimes she used to come alone. She not necessary friend. She will pick up one friend as a partner, and she used to
Come
come
there.
like that. It became, she doesn't wait for anyone else. Puttaparthi means that's all. She will start running.
Now you can see
So
she was a very smart lady.
yes, they are from Malaysia, and he was a doctor in Malaysia. They
Yeah,
had a good life. They had a good life. And my
wonderful.
my grandfather is a very very sweet person. Sunday he will go to church. Okay, and Friday he will go to Devi
Mosque.
temple. Monday he will go to Shiva temple, and he believes in all gods. Okay, and he won't mind Jesus Christ also for him same, and Hanuman is same, Rama is same, Shiva is same. Is like that. So that's how he was brought up as
Okay, carry on with
universal.
your story. Yeah, you're telling me about mother. Huh?
So she came, and then Swami usually inquires, "Eppudu vachavu? When did you come, and how are you?" and all that. She said, "Yes, Swami, all fine." And Swami asked, "How is your husband?" Swami said, "Yes, Swami, he's fine. He's in Malaysia, but only thing is, he doesn't know that I am reached Parthi safely, and he's not aware of it." Then okay, those days to write a letter in Puttaparthi, nothing was there, no post office or anything. So as he said, when I landed in Chennai, I wrote a letter, and the letter those days it will go by sea mail, not
Oh
air
my
mail. It
God.
will go by sea mail. So
It's
sea
almost
mail
a month.
it will take 2 weeks to reach the destination, and then another 4 or 5 days to reach him. By the time he says I am fine or I am okay, and the answer you will get another 2 weeks, which means almost you can say when you say hello, you will get I'm fine after 1 month. Now the communication and transportation has shrunk the world. Those days it was very difficult. Then Swami casually told her, "Don't worry, I'll inform him that you are safe here." She didn't understand. When Swami casually told, "Don't worry, I will inform your husband that you have already reached India and you are in Parthi," she smiled and kept quiet. So this is what happened in Prashanthi Nilayam. Okay, after her stay and all that, she went back to Chennai, and then from there she stayed 2 3 months. Then she went back to Malaysia. And then what happened in Malaysia during that time? My grandfather had one cook by name Bhima. He's not only cook, and he also caretaker of the building, and he also cooks for grandfather. And the grandfather taken him from India only, and he stayed permanently with grandfather for many years. Loyal person. And one afternoon, grandfather was having lunch, and then somebody was knocking at the door. So grandfather said, "Just go and check who is there." And then Bhima goes to the door, and he finds a postman standing with a letter. He said, "Post for Sardi." So this cook simply picked up the letter, and then he came to the dining hall and said, "There is a letter for you." Yeah, stupid fellow, how a letter come? Who came letter? Postman. Is today is Sunday, how postman will come, man? No, 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 postman only came and gave. No, 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 go and check. And he runs. When he runs, nobody is there. Around the place, nobody was there. But postman comes and gives this cook,
Later.
Bhima, letter. And then my grandfather opens in that letter, in that envelope, it was written to C.P. Saradi, and behind, Satya Baba, Penukonda, Taluk, Puttaparthi, all that Puttaparthi address. Those days, not Anantapur district, it was Penukonda, Taluk, that was the old address for Prashanthi Nilayam. And that was written, and there is no Indian stamp, there is no Malaysian stamp. Only this was there. Then he also got up and saw, who is this guy who came and gave? Nothing. And when he opened the envelope, he finds a letter from Swami. My grandfather can speak Telugu, but he cannot read and write Telugu, but he can speak Telugu. So Swami, you see, Swami knows that he cannot read Telugu. Swami wrote a letter. The script is English, but when you read that script, you will understand in Telugu. So that is how Swami wrote in that letter and informed him, "How are you? Take care. Your wife Pankajamma is here only, safe. And why do you send money to me? I don't
Let
need
me show
money."
the letter.
Yeah, this is the letter. Naina Saradi, like that. So when you read that, no, Naina Saradi means dear Saradi, but in Telugu,
Dear
Naina
Saradi.
Saradi is dear Saradi. Okay, so like that, Swami wrote the letter and
అందుకు
told him,
ఆశీర్వాదములు
అందుకో ఆశీర్వాదములు, అంపుచున్నాను ఆనంద బిందువులు.
ఆనంద
I'm
బిందువులు.
Ananda to you. Naina Saradi, Naku Manase Pradhanam. For me, your heart is very important. Why are you sending money? I don't want money. I want your heart. I like that. I don't like your money. Don't send money. Anyway, your wife is here only. I told Pankajamma to take one room here. I will allot a room for her, and she can take a room so that whenever she comes, she can be, all right. All that Swami told, and Swami told that I will be always with you, and my blessings are always with you, and take care. And in the end, Swami wrote, "With blessings, Sri Satya Sai Baba." This letter, when my grandmother reached Malaysia, she told, my grandfather gave to my grandmother. The day Swami told her, "I will inform your husband that you are safe here," the same day Swami delivered the letter in Malaysia. Okay? And this letter, I think I have shown the envelope also. That envelope also should be there. Just see if that envelope is there. One more picture.
Yeah.
See, this is the envelope. This is 60 years old letter. Okay, and you see here, there is no stamp. To Sarathi this side, from Satya Sai Baba, Prashanti Nilayam, Puttaparthi, Bokapatnam Post, Penukonda Taluk, Anantapur district, something I'm not able to read. So this is how
Anantapur, yeah, Andhra State.
Andhra State, yes, Andhra State.
Penakonda, TN, Tamil Nadu.
Uh-huh.
Anantapur district bracket and Andhra State.
Andhra State. Okay, this is was the
To
letter
Sarathi.
given by. This is was the letter given to my grandfather name is Partha Sarathi. So Sarathi Swami gave. And this is white envelope actually. Now 60 years old, it is very brittle. My grandmother gave it to my mother. After many years, my mother gave it to me. And now it is in my possession. I am having this letter with me. So I thought I will share this. So that is how
Beautiful.
for Swami is beyond time, beyond space. Correct? He gets connected directly to your heart. Only thing is your heart should be soft, kind, loving, and open for you to accept his love. The moment you open your heart and accept him, he owns you. It is not. It is not telling that I own Baba. That is not good. Baba should tell I own you. That is much greater. I feel. Am I right, Abhi? If you're
Yes.
telling Baba is mine, it is better. Baba says you are mine. Correct. No? So that is the
That is the
beautiful.
ultimate. That is the ultimate. We are pray
Ultimate.
for that.
Yes.
So
So this
how
was
did
the
your
experience.
grandfather got influenced? Because your grandmother, I can understand, she came
Yeah, my
personally.
grandfather that much, not much like my grandmother, and he comes once a year to India, and my grandmother only frequents. He comes once a year or maybe once in 2 years he used to come because he is having a clinic and so much thing he can't leave and come, so he never comes. So his physical thing with Swami is more of spiritual than physical, I will say. But for my grandmother, is more of physical than spiritual, I will say, because he used to play with him, joke with him, chotamma, and run around the place those days. So that is how her devotion for Swami was like Krishna, and that devotee.
The mother's
Uh,
love is different.
there is a difference in my grandfather's approach to Swami and my grandmother approach to Swami. So she was the
So
first, and
yeah.
she only started, and now for us, Baba is everything.
So and I'm not going to leave you so fast from that era. So if you can continue with your how it got percolated to your mother's side, because your mother
Um,
and how was that relationship?
See, mother, whenever first my grandmother used to come alone. Later, my mother used to accompany grandmother because somebody has to be with her. No, she doesn't want to come alone. So she used to tag on my mother. My more than her sister. My mother used to be very close to, with mother to come to Prashanti Nilayam. And that is how my mother from school days, she has seen Baba. And she used to tell me how after Baba used to have pan, betel nut,
Yes,
that
yes.
pan. And Swami will be standing in the first floor eating that. And Swami will chop off that one side of the leaf, that hard one, like a stick, it will be there,
Where the stem comes.
stem comes, that Swami will snap and throw. My mother used to tell that she will take her frock and hold like this, and it will
So sweet.
fall into that. And she used to take and eat that, and Swami used to have fun like that. So she has seen Swami from her school days. She studied in Lady Wellington School in Chennai, and then she completed her studies, and then she joined BA, Adayar Music College. She joined BA and started learning Veena, and she completed her Veena. She's like Veena Vidwan, and she used to teach Veena to many students at home also. And she's a singer also. So that is how, along with my granny tagged my mother. So my mother got attached to Baba more than her sister.
Very
I will say
nice.
her sister and grandfather, they are little physically far, whereas my mother and my grandmother, they are physically close to Swami.
Close to some, yeah. They
Yeah.
enjoyed that
They
proximity
enjoy
with
the
Bhagwan.
physical proximity. Yes.
Yeah. So how was then how did that connect grew? You remember I heard something about like, when did your grandmother pass away? Let me ask like that.
Oh, that my grandmother passed away uh, after I got married, maybe 1992 or 93, she passed away.
Oh, so she was quite in. So she has like she has lived that way. Okay, wonderful.
She
So
lived.
so beautiful. So your grandmother and your mother continued, and
Yeah,
then I'm sure when Bhagwan gets involved in those eras, those period, he would
yeah.
be really he owns the houses then. He owns the families. So you
Yes,
do
yes.
nothing without his direct permission. So was
Absolutely.
he involved with your mother's marriage proposals?
Yes, yes. Before that, I would like to say, uh, in our family, Swami predicted many things even before the event happens.
Hmm.
Many things he told, and whatever that he told never failed. Everything 100% it happened. But only one thing was when, where, how, through whom, or in which way, don't question.
Nobody
But
knows.
when nobody knows. But whatever he opens his mouth and tells no, it will come 100%, it will come true. I will tell you about my grandmother thing. One day in the interview room, Swami looked at my mother and said, Vijaya, you have to take care of your mother. Then my mother told Swami, my mother is more, she likes more sister than me. She loves her more than me. And she most of the time stays with her and less of the time she stays with me. What I can do about it? Then Swami said, Tapu Tapu, wrong, wrong. During her last days, she leave everything and she will come and stay with you. And that is the time with all your love, you have to take care of her and take good care of her, and she will leave her last breath on your lap. These are the words Swami told. She will leave her last breath on your lap. So you have to take care of your mother. Because Swami has got so much of attached to my grandmother. Even the end point, also, he made sure that everything goes on right. Okay. And this Swami told years back, and everybody forgot about it. And my mother and father came back to Brindavan, and my father was a canteen manager, and my mother was a Sevadal and Bhajan singer in Brindavan Bhajan group. And they were staying, Swami gave a guest house, college guest house, one room to stay. And one fine morning, there is a knock on the door. When we opened the door, when my mother opened the door, I was here. I was doing BCom and studying here. When my mother opened the door, she sees her brother-in-law and her mother standing at the door. So brother-in-law told my mother, "You see, Amma, your mother did not eat food for past 3 days. She's surviving only with water. She suddenly got upset with my wife, that is her elder daughter, and she didn't talk to her. And she said, 'Take me immediately to my younger daughter's house. I don't want to stay with you.' Some riff happened, some misunderstanding, and she started hating her, and she wants to see you and stay with you." And I told, okay, I thought maybe 1 or 2 days she will reconcile, but it went on for so many days. And finally, she said, "If you don't leave me, I will not eat food." And I took it as a joke. But this lady did not eat food for 3 days. She survived only with water. And if
My God.
something happens, you people will blame me. So I had to bring her back to you. So I came in Brindavan Express. Those days, the Brindavan Express train from Bangalore, Chennai, Bangalore. So that is how he left, and then immediately he went back. He did not stay. He just left her and her baggage and went back. My granny, embraced my daughter, started crying and all that. I want to be with you only. I don't want to go anywhere. And that is how she came back after many years and stayed with my father and mother in guest house where Swami gave that room. And whenever, those days, Radha Krishna, you must be knowing Radha Krishna, the duty boy, and he
Yes,
used
yes.
to drive the car. And those days, that road was super road. it used to be empty, just like our Prashantinili Menumanpalli road, no? Like that, it used to be empty. Nobody will be there, no traffic, nothing. So Swami will go for a drive now and then till that Madras road and come back. So whenever Swami car comes, no, my mother will take her mother, that is grandmother, and stand. And Swami will come closer, put the glass down, look at her, my grandmother, and say, ah, like that. That recognition, old days recognition. Swami say, and my granny will come running towards the car as if she's going to bump into the car. And Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. She used to run like that. And Swami used to pause the car and tap her and bless her and go. And she used to wait, oh, today Swami did not come. And she will never go to Sairam Shed. Not Sairam Shed. That time, that what do you call, that tree was there, no? Some
Yeah,
name,
it was Krishna tree. Krishna is that
that
statue.
tree, statue
Yeah.
was there. Everybody used to. She never goes there. She won't go. She will be only in house. And she will come when Swami comes on the road. She will go and take darshan, but she will never go there and sit. And this was the routine for her. And I still remember morning she will have head bath, and Thursday means compulsory head bath, and then she will do her prayer. After that only she will take anything. And her prayer is long. And the worst part of her prayer, I mean, I am saying worst part because after her prayer, we also have to join, no? And she used to sing Arati. Now we are singing Om Jay Jagadishara and finishing. But my granny, Pavana Purusha, Saisha, Sharanana Gava, Sarvesa, olden days Arti. There are two Artis, a long LP Artis, and she will start singing. After all that only, she will give Arati, and then she will give Tirtham, and then only we'll have to eat food. Thursday meals becomes very difficult with my granny. Like that she was when it comes to Swami's, prayers and all that.
I'm sure it must be on the net now, but people, since you mentioned, I think people can understand that their
Yeah,
original Aarti was different. It was
yes,
much
yes,
longer than what we are using it today. And
yes,
then
yes, yes.
later on, it got abridged, and what we are having
Became
today.
different. No, no, it became different. Became Om Jay
Different.
Jagadishwara now.
Hmm.
I still remember that Pavana Purusha Saisa, and there is one more. It's not striking my mind. There is one more song is also there during Aarti they used to sing. Anyway, this was going on. One day, suddenly, morning darshan time, my father was about to uh, get ready and go, and my grandmother looked at my mother and said, "Vijaya, I'm feeling little uneasy." He said, okay, Amma, I won't go for darshan. I will stay with you only. No, 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 I want to lie down. She said, okay, Amma, lie down. Then she said, can you sit next to me? I want to lie down on your lap.
Oh,
And mother said, okay, Amma. And then she was lying down. And suddenly, she doesn't drink coffee, tea, and all that. They're from Malaysia, no? That OO malt, something is there, OO malt, Bornvita,
okay.
those
It's like
Milo,
a drink.
Milo,
Yeah, it's a Milo drink.
Milo,
Yeah. Huh.
those things only she will drink. She will never drink our Indian coffee. So she opened her mouth and asked, can you give me a small cup? I would like to drink. Then mother said, oh, yes. And she made, and then she put her head on the lap, and slowly she put 2, 3 sips she had. And then she opened her eyes and said, Sairam, Sairam, Sairam. That's all. Finished. Blessed soul. Some people
Beautiful.
some people very easily go. It's all, it's Swami's blessings. Everybody cannot. That is what everybody must pray. Everybody is praying for power, for position, for money, for fame. But nobody is praying that when I leave this body, I should live peacefully and happily. That nobody is praying. And here is one person. Simply, she opened her mouth and said, Sairam, Sairam. And third Sairam, she is no more. She became one with Sairam.
Beautiful.
Abhi, this is what Swami 20 years back mentioned to my mother. I will say
Beautiful.
20, maybe around 10, 15, 20 years back. Swami mentioned, told during last period of her life, she will be staying with you only, and she will leave her breath on your lap. So take care of her.
Beautiful.
You see, you see that? So same thing happened. And my father became panicky. My father ran to thing, and that is the time Swami finished the darshan and he was going back. And because canteen manager, he has a particular place. one corner near the hostel, he can go and stand there. Whenever he stands there, Swami will come and talk, because Swami will think something, whatever that regarding canteen or Narayana Seva, whatever it is. So he went and stood with the tension. Swami straight came to him asking, "Yeme aindi? What happened? What happened?" Then he told, "My mother-in-law is very bad, Swami. She's not able to, she's feeling uneasy. She's lying down. Please, Swami, give me vibhuti." Ah, vibhuti, Oddu. She's already reached. She already reached, Swami told. My father did not understand. And then he turned back. Some people will walk next to Swami, Papam, Padiki Telidu, Papam, he didn't know. She already reached me. And Papam, he didn't know, and he's asking for Vibhuti. Why Vibhuti? She already reached me. And then Swami went. Ram Kumar, Dr. Ram Kumar, even now he's there in General Hospital. He is a very elderly doctor. He's today also is doing his service. Dr. Ram Kumar Swami went and told, "See, his mother-in-law died, and in the guest house, you go and check and see whatever that you are supposed to do." And Swami sent word for other, as per your procedure, as per your religious custom, however you want to do, please help them in doing it. You see, that is the involvement.
Sai, sir,
Swami becomes one with the family.
But do you think anybody would use such statements? We have heard it so many times from Bhagavan that we take it for granted. But listen to the word he uses. She has reached me.
She has reached me.
Who can say that?
Yes.
That divine confidence, the divinity himself can only utter such words, such prophetic statements. The poor fellow does not know. She has already reached me.
Reached me. And she dies there saying Sairam, Sairam.
Sairam.
Connection.
It is not something like, okay, she is dead. She has reached me, finished. There's nothing else to be achieved or done.
Papam vadiki telidu, she has already reached me. Papam vadiki telidu. He doesn't know that she already reached me. Poor fellow is asking for prasadam. Vibhuti. What he will do with Vibhuti now? Swami asked.
Brother Loganathan is mentioning that the song must be Shankar Rupa, which was sung after Pavana Purusha Sairam. I don't know. Okay.
I don't remember. I don't remember that. Maybe so one or two. I remember her. See, those days we never had any recorder to record or anything. No, the original version, how they sing. But still, I think some are there. Some people still remember.
Some old videos are coming out. Audios are coming out now.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So let us move forward, and let me get back to my same question about was Bhagwan involved with your mother's marriage?
Oh, that is another different story. Before that, I have to tell you the connection part.
Okay, sure, please.
The connection part is my father's family also was living close by to my granny's family. So they know each other, but not very close or attached, or just know. They are also Telugu people. They are like that. And my father's my father's father, grandfather, he had some prostrate problem. He was actually a railway station master.
And your grandfather,
my father's father.
Father's father.
This is
okay.
Paternal
side. Yeah, paternal.
My father's father. His name is Anant Alvar, and my father's name is Madhavan, and he was a station master. And finally, that time, Tamil Nadu, Andhra was one. It was not divided. So Correct. They used to be one state. They used to everywhere. That is how Telugu people, most of them are in Chennai. That is how you will find even today like
Madras presidency, that British.
Yeah, correct. So he approached my granny through somebody that my father is not well. Is it possible to get some vibhuti from Sai Baba? It seems Sai Baba can cure and all that. So my grandmother set fire. She said, "Why don't you all go to Puttaparthi and directly seek his blessings."
Directly ask him.
Ask. And anyway, my grandfather is a station master only. For them it is easy to get the ticket. No issues. So they all came, and then as usual, same procedure. They finally landed. Abhi, today, can you see that Gopuram gate? Gopuram
Yeah,
is there, no?
yeah.
Those days, no Gopuram. My father came 1951 or 1952, somewhere late 1951, I think so. That time, Prashanti Mandir was ready, and Swami also moved here. Okay, and that Gopuram was not there. The Gopuram gate was there, and surrounding was thorny bush. That was the fence those days. There is no, nowadays we have stone wall.
No, I
Those
think
days no
Gopuram,
stone wall.
yeah, Gopuram was not there. It was the first
Not there.
gate. It was a gate of
Ah,
the Mandir area.
yes,
Yes.
yes, there the gate.
Hmm.
Only one gate for the entrance
Only
that
one gate.
time,
Yes.
and from there you can directly see Swami's bungalow. That
Hmm.
is Swami's Shanti Mandir.
Shanti Mandir. Yes.
So, my father, his father, and his mother, all three standing at the gate. My father was under the idea ashram. No, ashram means there'll be office, there'll be secretary, there'll be some accommodation. Like various Ramakrishna ashram, this ashram. That. So he had that level of thinking, and so he stood there, and nobody was there. Nobody around. Only these three were standing, and they don't know whom to talk to and what to say also. So from there, my father was seeing there were three cows, and one person was putting his head on the cow and cursing the cow like that,
Aha.
and he was wearing the orchid robe. So my father thought, oh, one boy is leaning on the cow. No, he must be Sai Baba Sishya. So Sai Baba must be inside the building. The Sishya is there. If the Sishya, we can ask how to see Baba and where to stay. We can
Shishya is disciple. Okay.
disciple. He thought a disciple of Sai Baba leaning on the cow. Maybe we can ask him. Then his mother was telling, "Hey, you see the amount of hair, man. The hair is more." So they started, comparing. Then after that, yeah, he has got so much hair. Maybe that is Sai Baba. The moment my father said, maybe that is Sai Baba only near the cow, immediately Swami left the cow. And those days Swami used to walk very fast. You can see the old videos. Swami will catch his angi, taka, 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 from that place till the gate. Swami came running straight and stood in front of him. Then my father opened his mouth and said, "Oh, this is Sai Baba," like that. And then Swami looked at them and said, "Papam, ayo, papam. You are all so tired. You all came from Chennai, isn't it?" Swami asked. Each one were looking at each other face. How the hell he knows, yeah, that we are coming from Chennai? I know train journey is very tedious. You do one thing. Pathamandiram is the place where you can stay. Gents, if they want, they can sleep in the portico here, no problem. But ladies should not sleep here. And there is one person by name Kishtappa. And by 6 o'clock, before it becomes night, dark, no lights here. So Kishtappa will take you, and ladies can sleep there. And morning time, I will come around, and 9 o'clock is a bhajan, all that. So
So
Baba
Swami
became
is telling.
PRO. Swami is PRO those days. Himself was PRO. That is what I'm telling, no? Swami, one man show. Swami from scratch, he converted Puttaparthi into Prashanti Nilayam and Prashanti as a world spiritual center. One man show. He attracted, see, he is the only person never left India, but attracted the world to India, world to this remote village, unrecognized, unnoticed. And today you can see Puttaparthi in a train map, road map, educational map, hospital map, everywhere you can see. But it was insignificant those days. That is how Swami built up such a vast empire. And today, just because people have small post here and there, they feel they own organization. They feel that they are running the show. Actually, they get the opportunity to run the show, but you cannot carry the show, right? So that is a misnomer now. I think sometimes it happens. Okay, that is, they still have to evolve in their spiritual path. So that is how Swami used to be PRO, and Swami explained, and Swami made a 1 month stay. 1 month they stayed, and every day Swami will talk, and every day bhajan used to go on. Everything used to happen. But those days, Abhi, you cannot leave Puttaparthi and go without Swami's permission.
Yeah,
The
I believe
tradition,
so.
yeah, the tradition of those days, even when I was small, also the tradition was still there. Means Swami will call your family, Swami will, if you have any queries, any problems, that interview sorted out, and then Swami will give you Vibhuti Prasadam, and Swami will give you Padanamaskar, and Swami will say, okay, tomorrow you go. That means your visa is cleared. Then only you can leave Puttaparthi and go. Nowadays, who is coming, who is going, nobody knows. It has become like that. So those days, the tradition was like that. So that day, during dinner time, Granny was telling my father, Ore, whatever the money we brought, all over, man,
Over.
all over. And it seemed without Baba telling we cannot go. That's what all people are telling here. And Baba is not telling us when we should go, what to do, man. Like that, we discuss. Okay, we'll see. Maybe tomorrow he will say. Day after tomorrow we will say. Like that. The condition was like that. Next day morning, when they went for darshan, Swami comes to my granny and say, "Ayyo, papam, all the money what you brought is over. No money, no. How to eat food? That is what you are discussing, no? Yesterday night, she opened her mouth and said, "How? What? From where he heard all these things like that?" And then Swami said, "Po, lopaliki po, go inside." And then the family went inside, and Swami gave interview, and Swami created one apple for my grandfather, and he told him, tell him to eat this apple. This will help him. No problem. Don't worry. Slowly things will be all right. Swami never said permanent cure, temporary cure, or, nothing. Slowly things will be all right for him. Like that. And he told him to eat that apple. Grandfather ate that apple. And then Swami gave the permission. They went back. So that was the beginning of my father's first interaction with Baba. Not one day, Abhi, 1 month, solid 1 month, day and night he stayed. So he got glued to Baba. Just like my granny, he got
So
glued to.
it's a crash
Yeah.
course to Bhagwan. That's
Yeah. So
1 month.
like that. Yeah, 1 month.
And
Then
he saw a cure also at the same time.
same time. And then later what happened was, when he goes back, he has got 4 brothers and 4 sisters, big family. All of them brainwashed him. He's a magician. Don't believe all that. Finally, he also started, becoming conky. Actually, Swami told, that time he finished his SSLC, and Swami told that the HAL is going to announce one job. You apply for that job. You send the application number. I will give you a very good job in HAL. And our man, after going there, everybody brainwashed. Advertisement came, and he did not apply. He missed the bus. It's a printing mistake. Sometimes it happens. No printing mistake. Even if God wills, we don't will. It happens like that. So that is how he got connected to Swami, right? Now, when my grandmother, maternal side, I'm talking, my grandmother wanted my mother to settle down. She picked up 4 photographs. She wants to get permission from Baba, whether Swami has to decide which boy. And one photograph was my father, that is Madhavan photograph is also there. And Swami saw 4 photographs, and Swami showed Vidiki, cute this fellow. And Swami selected my father. And that is how my father and my mother, Swami arranged the marriage, and they got married. And that's how they became that family, as a family for Swami.
Beautiful. So, and then because I understand all these people when especially in those era, he would really get involved with every step of the life. And was there any connection of your birth? Also, I believe something happened.
Actually, I had my elder brother. We were 3 in our family. We were 3. My elder brother, myself, and my sister. My elder brother name was Sri Hari. And when he was born, my parents wanted Swami to bless him as a small baby. After 1 year, they brought him here. And those days, so they father, mother, and the baby, only these 3 came here. And then my mother was sitting in the bhajan hall. And because he's a small boy, suddenly if he cries, it will be a disturbance. So what my mother did, she had a gold ring in her hand, and the baby was playing with the ring. So my mother thought, okay, he will be engaged with this so that he will not disturb during the bhajan session. And she removed the ring and gave it to that boy to play, and the baby to play. And the baby was all that. I think he's 1.5 years or nearing 2 years, something like that. Okay, and he was playing, and my mother forgot about the thing because she was engrossed in the bhajans. Bhajan got over, Aarti over, Swami went, and then when she was about to get up, suddenly she finds that the ring is missing, and
Oh,
she told
oh,
she told all the people who are around surrounding her, no, please, I gave my ring to this boy, and the ring is not. So everybody was searching, and everybody said no, 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 and she went back to the room and she started crying. And usually there's a sentimental value whenever you go to a religious place and all that. No, you are not supposed to lose either money or the gold ornament. It's a bad omen. They take it as bad thing, not good,
something negative, something
something
negative.
negative. So she started feeling bad and crying. The next day Swami called them for interview, and then uh, Swami, she was telling Swami, I lost this, like that happened. Swami said, what is permanent in life? Nothing is permanent in life. See, you are having baby in your hand. Because he is born to you, you are telling your baby. Before he was born, who is he? From where he is? Tomorrow he will leave and go. So he is not yours. He comes and goes. So you be brave. If you lose small things, you don't should not cry. I don't like you crying. You should be always smiling and be happy. Promise me. Then Swami, she put a hand on Swami. Say, whatever trouble comes, don't cry. Swami is there. Everything will be fine. And then Swami told, I know the ring one old lady has taken, and she's staying in the Patha Mandiram. I know that she's having, but don't don't go and ask. It won't look nice. They also will think bad about everybody. They also, if I tell also, it is not good. And she will also will be, everybody will look like that. Anyway, that is not yours. She has taken it. Leave it and forget it. Nothing is yours in life. Be brave. Like that, Swami patched up. We did. They didn't understand. They said, okay, some philosophy, something like that. They came back to Madras. And that was the time Deepavali function came. And during Deepavali, that was the first time, I believe, atom bomb was made. Atom bomb. Before that, small crackers used to be there. They made atom bomb. And the atom bomb was so powerful that when you blast, it makes so much hell of a noise. And this guy, out of fear, he developed fever. My father ran and told the opposite house, please, small baby, high fever, please, he's getting scared, don't blast, don't blast. They will say, yes, yes. After my father comes, after 15 minutes, once again they'll start. And his temperature rose. They used to put cotton, they put pillow, everything they tried
Oh, oh, very
to just to
sensitive
control.
child.
No,
Yes,
no,
yes,
because
very
the noise
sensitive
was so
child.
much. Already he had high
Yeah.
temperature, but nothing happened. And like that, he suffered high temperature, and 4 days he left. That
Oh,
time, my
so sorry. Oh
that
my
that
God.
time, my father and mother recollects what Swami told. Do you think he's your son? He will come and he will go. Nothing is yours. So don't cry. Be brave and be strong. I want you to be always happy. Nothing is yours. You think he's your son. He's not your son.
Wow.
You see, like this, I'm telling you many things, especially in our life, much before Swami gives an indication. And sometimes bluntly, he will tell you also what is going to happen. And you have to be mentally be prepared. But only question I told when, where, how, which way, that don't ask. But it will happen. It may be tomorrow or it may be after 10 years also. And I'm sure many of the devotees, those who are hearing this kind of situation, they also would have felt the same thing. They also would have experienced the same thing. I'm sure they will be relating their experience with my experience, because Swami was like that. Because Swami was into everyone's family. Swami was part and parcel of everyone's family. That's why I told in the beginning, Swami, they feel that Swami, they own Swami. They are, Swami belongs to me and my family.
Sai sir, you have
That
raised a
is how.
very beautiful point you have raised,
Mm,
that, that literally this lesson, philosophically, we keep hearing it.
mm,
Bhagavad
mm,
Gita is taught, everybody talks about it, life is impermanent. But when you lose a 2-year-old, 3-year-old baby, it
mm.
is almost a death for a parent. It is not
Yes.
easy to handle.
Not, it's
And
not easy.
here you have God who can do anything. But look at what he does. What a beautiful message that you got to prepare yourself for everything.
Hmm.
So it is not a just because you become a devotee of Bhagwan, Baba, or anybody for that matter, that you are in your life you will never have something called negative.
Hmm.
Whereas there is nothing negative, it is just happening.
Yes,
Birth,
yes.
death, and this message of how do you raise that consciousness that you accept not as a death but as an event. It is
See,
amazing.
because it comes from Swami's mouth, you know. See, when the event happens, any family will feel upset. But the word of, the consolation word, the word which Swami gave much before the event happens, that reassures you and energizes you to face the problem and to come out safely. See, that is the
So,
beauty of
yeah,
staying with Bhagavan. That's the beauty of
yeah.
staying with.
See, learning becomes easier. That I accept.
Mm,
Learning becomes much easier, and it is like comprehension becomes little bit better, easier, because it's
mm,
coming from the Lord's mouth. But
mm.
the lesson itself is very difficult.
Yes, very.
You know, to watch a scenario, not get engaged, involved in the scenario.
Mm.
He tells you, but he can't tell upfront that hey, your child is not going to live.
Yeah,
But
it is very difficult.
he gives a very
Cue.
still he gives a very clear indicator that hey, nothing is permanent,
Mm.
and to accept it and still continue with the Lord, that is amazing.
Abhi, one more thing when I am telling you this, one more thing I am looking at a different angle. In
Yeah.
order to drive home to my mother that this will happen, he has how to tell. So losing a ring in the bhajan hall becomes a small game of Baba. That is why Baba says, don't go and ask that lady. I know she's having, don't go and ask. But because of the losing only, she cried, and Baba was trying to tell about her son. If not for that, this conversation won't have happened at all. I think
Yes.
that's why
but but
lose to win.
but Sai said, look at this learning that he brought the experience as if the ring and a life of a child,
Hmm.
for him it is same.
Same.
So he
Yes.
says, just be ready. As you lost the ring, anything can go because they are all supposed to come and go.
Go.
Life
Yes.
is, Jagat is like that. I think it's mind boggling to even comprehend the lesson itself.
No, no. To make my mother understand about the ring, he is using her own son in her hand, saying that you
Wow.
think this is your son. This is not your son. He comes and goes. You see how that's what Swami has a different way of reaching his devotees.
This is really crazy, eh? My
Mm.
God. Okay, so no, I think it requires you can keep talking on it, you can keep thinking about it, because this is something a very practical learning lesson in not only detachment but in acceptance. How do you
Accept.
accept life and let go?
Let.
And I think it's not possible unless you are really glued on to God.
Mm.
If your hook anchoring on God is high, only then you can be able to do all of this.
That is
Be it
why that is what Swami is trying to do. Swami is trying to attract all of us. The chamatkar is trying to attract all of us, doing a miracle or giving a ring.
correct.
Then only we get attracted towards him. So
That
once when
anchoring happens.
you get attached to him. The moment you get attached to him, you start giving priority to him in your life. You think of him much more than otherwise.
Then everything else is redundant. It's all
Ah,
happening. Then you can
yeah.
accept everything is happening. Beautiful, eh? I think it's beautiful lessons.
Yes.
So wonderful. So that's how your parents got, together, and life moved. And
Mm.
then what happened
Then after
after
that,
your?
after maybe 1 year, so they came to Parthi, and then immediately my mother hold on to Swami's feet, and Swami, what you said only happened. Then Swami pacified her and told her, "Don't worry, these are all passing game. Everything will be all right. Don't worry, be strong." And then Swami said, don't worry, I will give you one more son. My avatar comes.
You know, I
1958,
always
I was
I
born.
always enjoy this statement from Swami when he says, "I will give you a son." You know, I will
Mm.
bless you. Come
Yeah.
next year, something like that. It
Yes,
is so
yes, yes.
prophetic. You know, word has
Perfect.
come. That's it. It will happen. It is so comforting, so reassuring.
Mm.
I don't know. We all get nostalgic about these things, but it's a fact. You know, when you hear song from his mouth, suddenly that there's a level of confidence which just comes in me.
They know that definitely one more son will come.
Wonderful. So your childhood was again coming to Puttaparthi regularly? How often?
Yes, see, Abhi, I was born in a Sai family. The moment I was born, my parents told me, Sai Baba is your guru, he is your God, and he is your friend, and he is your everything. So I had no choice. Though our family deity, that Kula Devam we say, no, family deity, that is Balaji, Lord Venkateshwara, seven hill
Yeah.
god.
Hmm.
But Puttaparthi hill god became for me, all seven hills got merged in Puttaparthi hill. So therefore, for me, for right from my birth, for everything is Swami only. I had no other. We go to all temples, we go everything, but Swami is my priority, and I accepted it. That's all. There is no question. And I never, some people would really want to test whether he's really Guru or he's really God or what is he. For me, that choice was never given in my life. The moment I was born, shut your mouth and accept he is your God, he is your Guru. That's all. Follow him. I said, okay, Baba, surrender. That's all. Finished. So that's how my life became part of. It became easy. In fact, I should say, it became very easy to be born in a
Very
Sai
easy.
family and patronize and enjoy Swami's love is a blessing. Definitely Swami's blessings.
So
That's
tell
how
us
I.
about tell us some memories of childhood or anything in that growing up phase with Bhagwan.
Uh, mm, okay. One more instant. I will tell you how. Uh, in one visit when we came to Perthi,
Hmm.
as usual, every time when we come now, minimum 2 interviews, 3 interviews we'll get. Those days we used to get. And in one of the interviews, Swami will say, you can go. He'll give permission. Swami, shall we go? Then Swami will bless and we will go like that. I still remember in one interview, father, I'm small boy, maybe fourth standard, fifth standard, I will be studying, I think. So I'm not tracking the years, but school going boy. And my father, mother, myself in the interview room. My mother loves to deck herself
What is she
because she
now?
deck herself.
Oh, decorate.
She's
Okay. Makeup. Huh.
she's a college going girl, no man.
Hmm.
Music college, she loves to put best of the saree. Always pattu saree. Pattu border should be big. And my grandfather is a doctor in Malaysia. And whenever my grandmother comes, she used to bring a lot of gold and diamond ornaments. And my mother will wear minimum 1 dozen this hand and 1 dozen this hand. I have seen my mother like that. And she used to put lipsticks because grandfather used to send everything, all Malaysia, no Indian products, all imported only. My mother loves all that. So like that, and then she used to wear. And when she comes to Puttaparthi in front of Swami, she will wear everything and come to Swami. Okay, like that. She loves to deck herself like that. And Swami, like this, any number of interviews happened. Abhi, that day, particularly that interview, Swami was casually talking, and seriously he looked at my mother and he said, "Hey Vijaya, all that what you are wearing, this gold, this diamond, anta potai, everything will go."
Oh my God.
My mother didn't understand why I am wearing, where it will go. My mother was thinking. Then Swami went on saying, "You, your widow, your husband, like dogs, will be fighting, fighting, fighting." Are we are, there is no misunderstanding. We are normal only. Why Swami is telling? Your relatives, there are some relatives jealous of you because you come like this. No, relatives are jealous of you. They will steal your gold. They will create rift in your family. They will separate both of you. And because of them, you will fight like dogs. And a day will come, you will suffer a lot, you lose all your wealth. And Swami looked at my father and said, you lose your job, you will not get any salary. And he looked at my mother, you will start selling bangles to a pawn shop, take the money, with that you will buy rice and start eating. A day will come like that. A day
Wow.
will come when everything you lost, you will get upset with me. Chi, I believed this Sai Baba. After believing this Sai Baba ditched me. And both of you will throw my photograph out of the house. And you will
Oh my God.
stop praying, and you will stop praying, and you will forget me. A day will come when Swami went on adding layer by layer, and my mother then took it very seriously, because my mother has got already experience with my elder brother, no, first son. So now when Swami seriously was telling, looking at my mother got panicky. But my mother did the best job. I think that is also Swami's grace, I should say. In all that, no, she just fell on Swami's feet, held both his legs, and he said, Swami, whatever may be the trouble in our family, even if we fight, as you said, like dogs, even if we forget and throw your photograph outside, please, Swami, you don't leave us. Even if we leave you, you don't leave us, Swami. Please, Swami. And she started crying. And then Swami patted her, and Swami said, Pichidana. Pichidana means a foolish lady.
Foolish
Do
lady.
you know kite? Do you know kite? Kite, how do you enjoy the kite? It flies. And the kite will go far and far and far. But you know, the person who is having the kite, he will have the rope in his hand. He knows how to control that. You will also leave me and go far and far and far. Remember, the rope is in my hand. When the time comes, I will draw you closer and closer, and you will remain with me rest of the life. But you have to go through this. You have to go through this, Swami said. But I will protect you for staying place, for eating food, and for wearing clothes. It's my responsibility. I will see to it you will have, but otherwise you will lose everything. You will be back to, you will have nothing. All the pomp and show will go off. Even your father will be against you. Your mother will be against you. Everybody will be. You will be alone. Days will come like that. Then
Wow.
my father and my mother were pleading, and Swami assured, gave a vibhuti packet, and Swami assured, don't worry, I will take care of you. So they went back. 6 months, nothing happened. Everything was as usual, and whatever Swami told also forgotten. Nothing happened for 6 months. After that, slowly, there is a misunderstanding between father and mother. Then the relatives started entering, the game started playing. Then my grandfather was upset with my mother because her sister told negative about my mother to her father, and father misunderstood her. You know, some stories, cock and bull stories, and finally it became a big thing. And then my grandfather and my grandmother never used to meet our family, and that family got separated. Our family got separated. Meanwhile, my father got lost his job. He was working in Pilman Agents Private Limited in Harbour. There is one company, private company, was an accountant there. They threw him off. They wanted him to write some duplicate accounts. My father said, no, that's a big amount. I will not do. So they threw him, check him out. So he lost the job and he could not get the job. No money. So my mother started selling the bangles. As Swami said, no, to eat, we have to eat. We have to pay current bill. We have to pay all that. We have to go to my school fees. I have to study. So slowly, my mother used to go to pawn shop, and I used to accompany her. And then the pawn wala, all our family gold went to that pawn broker only. And the pawn broker remembers he adores my mother. One of the purest gold from Malaysia directly comes to his hand. And the peanuts he will give those days. Okay, whatever it is. But finally, we lost everything and we forgot. Remember, we used to have Bhajana Mandali in our house. My father was the vice president. Triplicane Bhajan Mandali was one of the famous Bhajan Mandali those days. No bhajans, nothing. Sai Baba is out of our syllabus. Okay, this happened. Then I finished my SSLC. In Tamil Nadu, it used to be 11th standard, that's called SSLC, and 1 year was pre-university course that time.
Yes.
And that is the time the transition was coming, where 10+2 system, the central government wants to implement and all that, but Tamil Nadu government did not agree. So I finished my SSLC and I took M by PC, that is Maths, Physics, Chemistry, and Biology in Tyagaraja College. I was studying, first semester was going on, and I used to get chest pain. Suddenly, I used to get chest pain, and it will stay for a few minutes and then it will go, and it used to repeat quite often. One day, it so happened that it was very, very bad. 1 month, it was very bad, and I can't breathe. When the pain comes, no, I can't breathe. I'll be sweating heavily, and my left hand from here, no, it become paralysis. Means I will not have any sense at all. It will be dull and all that. And even if my chest little bit expands, it will be like 1,000 needles are pricking into my heart. No, like that pain, it will be there for me. But that day it became more, and somewhere my intuition. Why that intuition came? Because from my young age, I have heard Swami's discourse many times. So many discourses I heard. And in many discourses, Swami used to say, how you live is not very important. How you live is very important. How you live is not very important. How you live is very important. So when you are leaving your body, if you think of God, you will reach God. So this kind of discourses at the young age, I heard many times. Then I know I'm going to die. Okay. So suddenly that thought came, I'm going to die. If I think of God, I will reach God. So I looked at my father and I told that those days, we used to have Lord Venkateshwara, because Sai Baba is not there. No, Lord Venkateshwara date sheet calendar. Every day you can tear and throw page, like that.
Tear the paper,
Uh,
yeah.
Tear the paper. That date sheet calendar was in the hall. So I looked at my father and I told, get that Balaji photo to me. My father asked, what? I said, I'm dying. I'm dying. My father said, shut up, you will not die, because already they lost elders, one son. They don't want to lose me. My father was shouting. My mother was crying, and servant lady, she brought some ginger paste and applied here and there. Oh, panic! Something was going on. I don't know what went on, but what I saw was everything was dark. I could not see anybody, and I could see only that Balaji picture. And I was telling my father that was my last memory that I registered. I don't know what happened. What all things happened, I do not know. Suddenly, I felt a jerk in my chest, like that. When I did that, then I started breathing. Then when I opened, my father was standing in front of me, and in his hand, one photograph was there. And that photograph was Swami's photograph. And there is another story how the photograph came that we will see later. That photograph was created by Bhagavan and gave. And this photograph was somewhere in one corner of the altar. Rest every photograph is gone. This photograph was there. That day, my father, he took that photograph. Hey, Baba, if you are really God, you took away my first son. Don't take my second son. Give him life. And then he brought from the altar, it seems, and then he put it on my chest. The moment it banged on my chest, then I started breathing. This is what they told me after that. Then I am seeing my avataram. People have torn my shirt, and I was fully wet. And I was like paralyzed. I don't know what is happening to me. And then finally took me to a doctor. And those days, that ECG, that is what is the greatest technology those days. So they did that, and the doctor saw the reading, and they said, your son had a mild heart attack. Then my father said, he's just 15, 16 years. How you can get heart attack? He said, no, 1 in 10,000 cases it can happen. Unfortunately, your son had a mild heart attack. And then he said angina pectoris and this and that, something. And then finally he gave a list of medicines, and he said what I should do, what I should not do. I should be very careful. Next one time attack comes, he will pop off. Next attack should not come. Like that, you have to take care. Those days, the doctor has said, and the ECG paper, everything they gave. Then anyway, my father came back. Then
How
3 days,
how many years were you out? Whole family was out of Bhagwan's.
I think it is around 8 to 9 years.
So
Eight
basically,
to
your
nine
whole
years.
growing up period in the school year, you were
I was
out
not. I
of.
was not with Baba. Yes, we used
Wow.
we used we used to hear Baba comes to Chennai. Baba comes to Abbotsbury. So we used to
Yeah.
be far. In Abbotsbury, Swami gives discourse. No, we will be very far. We will not. That closeness was not there. It is broken. The thing was
But
broken.
I'm intrigued. Your
Hmm.
your grandmother, maternal grandmother especially, was still alive. That's why I asked the question before.
Yes,
She
yes.
was still
She's,
there, right? So
uh, yes,
how come she did not, like, how come you were still away? She did not
I
intervene, or how she also was distant?
I told you, no, there is a family rift. My mother and her mother, my mother and her father also, there is a problem. No, they don't even come and see. There is a rift. Once in a while only they'll come and see, say
But
hello,
did your
like
grandmother
that.
also stop coming to Puttaparthi and Swami?
Not, yeah, so like that. Yes,
Wow. So the whole family was out for
whole
9 years.
yes, yes, yes. Whole family was out for 9 years.
But
Because
isn't it?
my grandmother, whenever she comes, she will always come with my father and mother. No, she stopped coming. My grandmother stopped coming, and all this. She had her own problems with her husband. So everybody had their own bit of family share.
Wow.
So there is a
Wow.
cut. The only thing is when Swami comes to Alvarpet, we stay there and see Swami from far. But that affinity, closeness was not there. And when Swami comes to Abbotsbury, we used to go and hear his discourse somewhere from the crowd. Only that much. That closeness that we had earlier got shattered. And Swami also treated us like that only. Swami also never took us very personally, like how he used to treat us. So finally, what happened? After 4 days, my father told, "Come on, pack. Let us go to Puttaparthi." So my heart problem was a turning point to come back to Puttaparthi. So they then those days we used to have gunny bags. In gunny bags we put that petrol, that pump stove. No, the pumps that you put kerosene and pump stove and some vessels, like that. And here Girijama stores used to be there, provision shop those days.
And
Girijama
stay
knows,
under the trees.
under the tree, cook there, like that.
Mhm.
So that time when we came, we had Ganesha shed. Actually, near the Ganesha gate, no, Ganesha shed was
Correct.
there those days. Now it is erased. It's not there. Now the security gate is there now. But
Correct.
those days, Ganesha. And those days, when you come, you are allowed to stay for 2 months. More than 2 months, you cannot stay unless Swami gives permission. So we came and we stayed in the shed. And Chiranjeev Rao and
Kutumrao, sir.
Kutumrao,
Kutumrao,
they
right.
will be monitoring, and the shed in charge has to report to them how many people are there and how many days they are staying. And if anybody more than 2 months and all, it's a problem. So anyway, we settled down in the shed, and then when we stayed there, Swami never spoke to us. 3 months, not one day. 3 months, physically, Swami never spoke to us. Previously, epudu vachao? When did you come? Like that, no, you hear nothing. But my father will give a letter. Seriously, he will take the letter. Lady side, my mother will give a letter. Even if she is fourth rank, Swami will ask for the letter and take. Every day he will take letter, but no recognition. As if you are different and I am different. Who are you? Like that treatment Baba gave. Not one day. 3 months, Swami did that. And then after 2 months, we have to vacate. So Sirinjirao said, "Sir, you can't stay. You have to go." Then Venkamma, Swami's sister, Venkamma, because we know all Swami's family because of my grandmother from 1948. No, so we are very close to Swami's family, like Janakiramma family we know, Parvatama family we know. I have seen Swami's mother. I've spoken to Swami's mother. We used to take namaskar of Swami's mother. Like that. Then Venkamma told, "Why are you worried? I have a room outside. You can stay in that room. I will give for rent. You give me 150 rupees per month." So that was the rent those days. 150 rupees we used to give, and then we stayed for next 2-3 months there. And Swami used to go to Bangalore and come back. Swami used to go and come, but we never went anywhere. We stayed back. After 3.5 months, one day suddenly, while Swami coming, those days Swami used to come first gents side and then the ladies side. Now it is it is reverse, first ladies side and then gents side. Those days darshan will be from gents side and ladies side back to interview room. That was the route of Swami those days. All devotees will be knowing that. So while coming on the slope itself, Swami from there looking at us and doing like this. So we thought the guy who is sitting next to me, says Swami is calling. Sometime, no, you. Then my father said, "Hey, Swami is calling you." Hey, you. Then we turned back and said, "Swami is calling you." Then said, "Buddhi ledu, you." Then Swami said, "Yes." Because every day we are asking, 3 months He ignored us. Suddenly, from that far, when he's asking, we never thought it is our call. We thought it is someone else's call. And then finally, this when Swami confirms, then we left Swami, we ran and sat in front of the room door. And then we are seriously, those days, no, gents will sit on in front of the interview room door, ladies will sit that side. So very seriously, we are planning when Swami comes, what to ask, what not to ask, all that. Anyway, Swami finished his darshan, he came, he called us, we went inside. Ayo, papam. Pendli, Swami said. I said, marriage, marriage, marriage. Whose marriage? Then Swami looked at my sister. Ah, this girl should get married. Swami, she's just 14 years, Swami. No, 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 no. When time comes, she'll get married. When you go back to Chennai, one alliance will come, you get her married. And then he looked at me. Hey, Chaduko. I said, Swami, not interested. I lost 1 year and because of health problem. Heart problem చెప్పారు కదా, అది గ్యాస్ ప్రాబ్లం, ఏం ప్రాబ్లం లేదు, నువ్వు యు ఆర్ ఆల్ రైట్, డోంట్ వరీ. And Swami converted as a joke as a gas problem. Heart problem became a gas problem. And this Swami does for many, many people like that. So he undermines that, the seriousness, he reduces to give that faith that you are okay, man, you will live, you will survive, don't worry. So it's a gas problem, don't worry, you will be all right. And then Swami said, study. I said, no, Swami, Indian Airlines got an advertisement. In that, some messenger job came, 1,500 rupees salary, Swami, very simple job. I lost interest in studies. I want to do that job and start earning money. Normi, shut up. I'm telling you to study and you are going for job. No, 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 you must study. I didn't want to study and Swami was forcing me. Then I wanted to jack Swami. I was small boy, 15, 16 years. I said, Swami, if you give me seat in your college, then only I came to know that Swami has got a college in Bangalore, because Whitefield, because 8 years gap, we never came to Parthi, so we do not know what are the developments that has happened. So I saw these boys coming for Dasara, going, like that. So I knew that there is Swami's boys, Swami's college, all will put their head down and they will wear a scarf, yellow color scarf, boys those days. Even when I was a student, we used to wear that. Scarf is a must for student, for identity. Now we have identity card and pass. Those days that triangle shape, like Sevadal's thing, no?
Sevadal's scarf, yeah, it was an orange
like that. Like that we used to have.
Okay.
Then I said, Swami, if you give me seat, I will study. Swami said, my students are all rank students. Can you get rank? Swami, if you bless me, I can also get rank. Without studying, without writing, how you will get? See, in a plate, I'll keep all the food. When I offer it to you, it is your effort to eat. No. I said, Swami, you have to give me the strength to eat. No. Without that strength, how can I eat? You are talking too much. Swami patted me on my back and said, okay, you apply and I will see. I'll give you a seat, Swami told. Then I thought I will escape studying. I didn't want to study, so I told Swami contradictory, Swami, if you give me seat, and Swami will not give me seat, so that I need not study. But I never knew that Swami will take it seriously. Swami said, okay, I will give seat, you apply. I got jacked. And that is how in 77, I joined
So let me pause 1 second here. When you mentioned this, your interview after 9 years, if I put it like that, that 3 months is like a takeoff period, but it's practically 9 years, and that to 9 years of turmoil and 9 years of total churning, if I may say. You've gone through that. And then when you meet him, he doesn't take even a second to restart. Isn't that uniqueness of Bhagwan? He does not pause. He never. There's nothing, no talk even for a second of what happened. He started as if nothing has happened.
Before that this happened. No, 3 months. 3 months treatment period. 3 months physically.
But he started talking. He just talked to you as, what is a marriage?
That's all.
As if there is nothing.
That was like how he used to be 9 years back, the same thing he brought it back.
See, this aspect of divine, it's a very mind-boggling thing. Does he expect us to be like that? I don't know. What is this? How could he restart and he forgets everything? He just pretends as if that doesn't exist. It's over. Past is past.
Abhi, it is a restart for you and me because we took the gap. For him, he already started even before my birth, our birth, I should say, right? So for him, he's getting connected. We are restarting. He is not restarting. We are restarting and getting into the Swami's flow. Actually, that is a correct way of looking at it. See, he never said you don't come. We didn't come, right? Because of our own personal
Karma.
problems or financial karma, we have to work out.
I would say karma.
Abhi, one thing in my life, what I learned is, even though you are with God, don't take it for granted that you can get away with your karma. No chance.
No chance.
Whatever good or bad that you have done, nothing will be, no concessions. Okay, no concessions. You have to work through it. But only one thing what Swami says is, when they cut open to do heart surgery, do you get the pain? No. Why? Because they give anesthesia. If you are my devotee, and if you have love, and you have faith in me, and you surrender that also to me, your problem also, if you surrender to me, I will give that morphine. I will see to it. You will go through the difficult phase without knowing the difficulty. But you have to work it out. Swami can never reprint it, but he can ease.
Every one of us have experienced it, right?
Yes. He can ease it out. Now, how much ease that he can do depending upon your faith and your love. But if you are totally surrender, then he can change your fate also. Totally surrender. That extent, manake anta bhakti ledu. We don't have that level of devotion. That where God, you are the ultimate. Nothing matters to me. That surrender, I don't think we are still in elementary level only. We can't reach that level. Then God will take over, right? Like Arjuna says, no, crow, peacock. For us, no. That level we are not.
Yeah, we have seen such devotees also with Bhagwan's fold.
Yes.
And but their life is, if you look at from a human perspective, their life has not been easy.
Never.
It's beautiful. I always admire that. When he starts talking to you, for him, literally, Kala Kalaya Namah, Kalatitaya Namah. He has got no barrier of time.
And
20 years is flying for us, but for him, it is like yesterday.
Yes,
That's it. It is so beautiful.
See, these are all the aspects which tells that he's not an ordinary being. He's he's divine. Only they can be like that.
Only God can be like that. And certainly, it's not possible.
In this process, I remember one incident. I think if my memory goes, there is one person, security person used to be there, bachelor man, tall man. His name is Suraya, if I am correct.
Yes,
Suraya.
he was. He was.
And he dedicated entire life to Swami. Okay, and he was the caretaker for the entire. He used to bash people. If somebody conky and all, he will first bash. Like he used to be very strict in order to maintain the sanctity.
Yeah, he was in from 30s and onwards. He was very old.
Very old.
Swami.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now this man, when he was in the room, he was suffering a lot during his last stage. He lived for a long time, and he was suffering a lot. And one day, I believe, he told Swami, I sacrificed my life. I did not get married. I lived with you all the time.
Oh my
and
God.
I did service to you. Why is that, Swami? I have to undergo this. Why I have to undergo this? Can you not help me without these problems, physical problems? I'm suffering a lot.
God. Oh my
Then
God.
Swami, he asked Swami. That is his prayer. That is because of his intense, pain. Naturally, you can be free only with God, right? God, you don't see God as God. You see God as your own friend, and you open your heart, you open your mind, and freely you talk to him. And he also behaves in the same manner, same frequency. So he told Swami, I did so much. I dedicated my life to you. Why I must undergo? Why I must suffer like this? And then Swami looked at him, stupid fellow. Just because you dedicated your life, that is why even in your rough patch of your life, I am coming to your room and I'm staying with you and I'm looking after you.
Oh.
Otherwise, where this will happen? So you have to go through your rough patch. But remember, I am next to you. This everybody will not get.
Oh,
It's a fact, no? It is a fact.
beautiful.
So,
You know, we read that
because
poem. We read
because
that poem, no? Sand of Time. You
because
remember that footprints on the sand of
footprints,
time?
two footprints. Yes, yes, like that.
I'm
So
carrying
during
you.
I'm carrying you. You are thinking you are walking, but actually that is not your footprint. I'm carrying you. That is my footprint. Like that, Swami said, it is because you dedicated your life, and in your life you have to go into this trouble. I am standing next to you. I'm helping you. I'm giving you solace. I'm
Oh,
helping you working out your whatever it is.
wow.
I, I think the relationship between God and devotee is unique, and it is different, and it is never stereotype. It is never stereotype. See, you hear the miracles or the experiences of devotee and Baba. Each one is unique. How many thousands of devotees are there? Everybody will tell something, and it is not a copyright at all. It is totally new. Correct? No, that is see, these are all the things that we have to sit back and think. Why this uniformity is not there? Why each life there is something different, and the way God approaches in their life and helps them, saves them, and cajoles them, and be a friend or be a parent or be a guru or sometimes be a god. If every character Swami takes and to be part of their life, I think that is what we have to see. Uh, that is why Swami once casually uh, in the interview room, no, used to create, no. So we all used to see, oh Swami, oh nice ring, Swami, this and all that. Chi, 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 stupid, stupid. Creation is not important. Creator is important.
Creator important.
If you catch creation, only this will remain with you. If you catch creator, everything belongs to you. Which one you want? Like that Swami used to tell. And then that time Swami told, if you want to catch, so you want creator? He said, yes, Swami, we want creator, not creation. Then Swami told this, for the group where we are there, no, Swami told, I will not be available easily to you. This is what Swami said. I will not be available easily to you. Means we didn't understand. I will create confusion. I will do something very funny and create a element of doubt in your mind. And if you see me as divine, you will not see my act. If you see and concentrate on my act, you will not see my divinity part.
Repeat,
I was,
repeat. It's a very beautiful statement. Repeat.
if you
It's a very
if you see my act, you miss my divinity part. If you see my divinity part, you should not concentrate on my physical part. So when Swami said, I went back and I was seriously thinking for people to make understand. When you all go to a temple, what do you see in front of the temple? You think it is, Lord Rama is there, or Krishna is there, or Hanuman is there. So you say, oh Krishna, oh Rama, oh Hanuman. I tap and say, stupid fellow, what you are seeing is stone, 5 feet stone, carved stone. What are you seeing? Then he say, no, that is God. See, that is stone. So if I see stone, I don't see God. When you are seeing God, the stone is not seen. God, God in stone is seen. This is what typically Swami told us. If you
beautiful.
see me and accept me, don't ever question. I may be angry one day. I may be supporting one guy and I may be doing this. If you see I deliberately do. Swami said, I will deliberately do. And I will behave so humanly and cause confusion in your mind and see how strong you are. How strong you are. That's why Swami says, when you want to put a picture on the wall, what do? You take a hammer and you take a nail and you hit on the wall. After some time, what do? You shake the nail. Why do you shake? Whether it is strong to hold the weight of the photograph or not. But if your mind says, not enough, 2 more shots. Not enough, 2 more shots. And now, yes, it is enough. Like that, I will hammer you in your life. take my hammering. But in spite of that, still, if you accept me, even if you leave me, I will not leave you. That is the assurance Baba gives to his devotees. Even if you leave, damn it, I will not leave. And if you leave and go, I will create trouble and turmoil. And finally, oh Baba, please save me, and you will come back to me. You create a scene and you come back to me only. You cannot escape that. So that is what Swami is actually. That's what Swami is. So really, living with Swami is so many things, that it is. I used to sit and think, why like that? Why this situation? Why this happens? Why he behaves like that? So finally, in my life, I never questioned Baba. If Swami says, do this, yes, do that. Don't do it, okay, don't do it. You are wrong, okay, I'm wrong. You are right, okay, I'm right. Never argue with Swami. If you try to argue with Swami, you are finished. But you can argue with Swami if Swami is receptive. There are sometimes, నువ్వు చెప్పు, what is your idea? నీ opinion ఏమి? నీ ఉద్దేశంలో నువ్వు ఏం అనుకుంటావు? In your opinion, what do you feel? Like that, Swami asks questions many times to me and to many people like that. That means he is giving you avenue to open to express your views. And he listens to you. That's the beauty of Baba. He listens to you. As if he doesn't know anything.
I'm sure we will talk about it as we go forward, because in that also there is a trap.
Yeah, there is a trap.
Sometimes he'll keep poking you. Will you give in? Will you give in or not? So it becomes so difficult.
Yes.
It is always mind-boggling to think how to. And I feel it is natural. If you are natural with Swami, with God, I mean to say, then anything you do is fine, because that is your natural state, and he will.
It should be natural.
Actual. But if you pretend, either you pretend to be good or smart, then you're going to get slapped.
He'll show his smartness.
You cannot pretend with Bhagwan.
You can't be smart with him. Yeah.
I always watch that, and as you are mentioning, when Swami is creating, when you mentioned about the creation, let me share this thought with you. I used to get this thought that I should look at him, not the creation. But then he'll say, Chudu, say, see. So then you wonder, should I see this or not?
Tempting.
So you're like, should I see this or not see? If I see, he will say that you're getting attached to the creation, not the creator. But if I don't see, it is a disrespect. So, you wonder, like, what should I do now? Because now your mind is playing tricks on you.
This is the process called neti. Not this, not that. Which one? Neti process it is.
But I think
Abhi, I think we have taken. I think if we sit like this, I'll tell you, it'll be like Shivaratri only. Till tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock, we can go on talking.
I purposely did not want to start the next session, because I thought it'll be appropriate to have you next week again, with your permission, and continue this journey. Because we have just started the scratching the surface. We have not even started our journey of students' life. So and we are already finishing 2 hours. So I would only request you that please join me again next week, and I'm sure people would love to hear.
Abhi, I will confirm whether I'll be okay for next week or not, because we have some other commitments, and we have our entrance exams coming up. So we'll have to just see that part, and then I'll get back to you.
Sure. So because I don't want that, to miss out this way. Usually I close it by 8:30. So we have 10-15 minutes. But I just thought there is so much to hear from you, your journey. And, we learned so much about Bhagwan. So it will be really nice to have you. And I look forward to it. And I'm sure Swami will make it happen, as he made it happen this evening. We'll do it next week also. So if you feel we can close it today, but let us just finish that part so that it just closes and that nets it properly. So after that, you applied for college, right? And you came to Vrindavan.
Yeah.
So was it smooth sailing and all that, or any more adventures happened before you joined?
Yes, adventure. Definitely adventure happened. What happened was, I applied to college. I did not get any reply. Apply, no reply. Then my father had a doubt in his mind. This fellow, though Swami told him to study, he didn't want to study, because I was very vehement. I didn't want to study at all. So my father thought this fellow is not interested in study, so he is not, maybe he didn't apply. I said, no, Papa, I really applied. I'm not getting reply. They have to call me. Then finally, my father said, this is not the way. Then my father's elder brother was staying in Bangalore East. He was there. And Bangalore East is very close to Whitefield. So he sent me to my uncle's house, and I stayed there. And then from there, I went to college. And when I went to college, the admission process, everything was going on. A lot of students, everybody was there. Our state president, Dakappa, Karnataka state president, Dakappa.
Yeah.
Dakappa's youngest brother, he was also studying. He was like my senior that time. So I approached him that time, and he was very sweet, and he was telling me, this is the office, you go there and ask, this is principal room, all that he told me. Then I went to the office, and there one old man with black suit, he was there, and his pitch is very high pitch, and is not normal temperature was little more, and he was already yelling at people, and I was wondering whom to approach and what to ask, how to ask. So already he was shouting at some boys, something there, something was going on. In the middle, he turned back, and I was standing in the middle of the office room. He said, what do you want? Then I said, sir, I applied, but I did not get any reply from the when did you apply? What is your application number? I said, sir, I don't remember application. Stupid fellow, you don't remember application number? Without knowing your application number, how do you apply? I started. So above his head, there was a quotation, love all, serve all. I was looking at that quotation, and I was looking at this man. On top, he says, love all, serve all. And this man, love is suffocating me. Too much love. I'm not able to bear this guy's love. And I didn't know what to do. When did you post all that? He said. Then I said, to which address you gave? I said, Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Stupid fellow. Do you have any common sense? Baba is different. College is different. I said, why, sir? This belongs to Baba only, no? Yeah, it is belong to Baba only. But college is different. You should write Satya Sai College and apply, man. Why do you write Baba? Baba means it will go to his residence. It will not come to college. Sir, I didn't know, sir. Swami told me to apply, and I applied to Baba. How do I know I should apply to your college, sir? I didn't know anything. So he said, get out. Like that he told. So I thought, finished, nothing to do, no hope. When I turned in the same room, I saw love, light of love, little bit. One person was sitting in the corner, and his name was Amarendra. He is no more. He was the clerk there. And when Swami started university here, he got shifted, and he stayed in our university also here downstairs in the college. Some of the boys may be remembering Amarendra. He looked at me and he said, Babu, come here. So I thought, okay, this man is softly, lovingly calling. So I went closer to him. He asked me, what's the problem? Sir, I got interview. Swami told me apply. I applied. Sir, I didn't know that I have to write Satya Sai college, sir. I thought Baba applied, so I applied to Baba only, sir. So Baba told me to apply. I wrote his name, sir. And this man is shouting at me. Okay, Babu, don't worry. If such things happen, Baba usually send such letters which belongs to the college in a day or two, like that it will come. You do one thing, tomorrow you come. I will search in the pile. If by chance, if that letter is there, I will give it to you. I said, okay, went back. Next day, 11 o'clock, 11:30, I came there. And the moment Amarendra saw me, he said, Babu, come. Very happily, he called me. Then I thought, okay, he identified my letter. I thought I ran to him. Then he told me, Babu, we spoke with each other. You went back. The moment you went, within half an hour, Swami sent your letter to office. Is this your letter? I said, yeah, sir, this is my letter only. See, Baba sent from his house, from his residence. It came today only. But you applied long back. It comes today only, he told. I said, sir, what I should do? Then he told, okay, go meet Professor Narendra. He is the principal of our college. That time, it's like walk-in interview those days. Okay. So I took the application form, and I was standing. And one boy came out, and then I opened the door. Professor Narendra was sitting, and our Professor Nanjundaya, our controller of examination, Professor Nanjundaya. These two were sitting there. So I went and submitted my application form, and he saw everything. Then he asked, why are you applying? He said, sir, actually, I didn't want to study, sir, but I got the interview. Swami told me that I should study, and I applied like this. It happened, sir. So that is how I applied to this college. Then he looked at my marks and he said, you are not good in chemistry. Yes, sir. Chemistry means I don't like much, sir. I don't like chemistry. So your marks are not good. Why you want to take MBPC here also? You remember Tyagaraja College? I was doing MBPC.
Yes.
I thought same thing I apply here, but here it was 10+2 system. So again, I have to do my intermediate 2 years. So you can say a double intermediate like that it is. So and that time, Mr. Nanjundaya saw the thing and he said, Babu, anyway, hostel is full, hostel accommodation is not there, and you have to be a day scholar. Where are you staying? I said, sir, in my uncle's house from Bangalore East. Yeah, you have to come and go every day. No hostel, hostel is full. That is the year Walter Common block also was inaugurated, if I am correct. Walter Common hostel block was inaugurated. So
yes,
no accommodation.
Yes, same year we shifted that side.
Yeah. So that is what
77. Yes.
Yes, sir told me. I said, okay, sir. Then he told me, Babu, you are not very good in science. Why don't you take commerce? I said, sir, what is commerce? I don't know what is commerce. I said, what is commerce, sir? Then he said, HECA group. I said, what is the HECA group? I never heard that. Then he said, history, economics, accountancy, commerce, like that. Sir, all are new subjects, sir, I told. I never come across this. Maybe economics and social studies, little bit I know, sir, but these things are all new subjects, sir. Don't worry. They will teach you right from the scratch. Nothing to worry at all. Commerce starts only from 11th standard only. So don't worry, and you will shine very well. You take commerce only, that is better. Sir, I forgot to ask in the interview room which group I should take. No, Babu, I am telling you, commerce is good for you. The moment he was telling, above his head, there was a clock. Exactly 12 o'clock. And it was chiming. Ting, 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 it was chiming. I saw the clock and I saw this gentleman, Nanjundaya, and I said, okay, sir, I will take HECA. And that's how I landed in HECA. And that's how I became a commerce guy. And that's how I completed my, I joined Brindavan 1977 and HECA. Habu was my teacher. Nanjundaya was my teacher. All these people, Tukaram was my teacher.
They are wonderful souls.
Yeah, they're very nice.
I think we have a lovely memories of Mr. Nanjundaya also and Mr. Habu also. Very nice.
So Mr. Nanjundaya remembers me right from that 77 onwards. He remember me from there. Then I joined here. Then he became controller of examination. All that, he has seen my life gone through like that.
Yeah, in fact, he was the first person to introduce you. So you got it. Yeah.
Because of him only I took commerce. Otherwise, I wouldn't have taken commerce. Yeah, I didn't know what was commerce that time.
Wonderful. So I think, Sai sir, we will close it here tonight because
after joining college.
Yes, we have entered Vrindavan and we will start exploring Vrindavan onwards in our next session. And I really pray to Swami that he gives you flexibility to join us again and continue this beautiful shower of divine love and grace. So thank you very much.
Thank you for this
all
opportunity.
people. Yes, please. So
thank you
everybody. Yeah.
Sorry we made them wait for a long time. I hope they will bear with us.
Thank you all for watching this program, and I'm sure everybody enjoyed. I could see that people have been really sending their wishes, and Sai sir, they have been asking that we should continue. There's a lot of good comments. You can read them afterwards also. And let's pray that Sai sir will be here with us next week also, and we'll continue this journey. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again, and grateful to Bhagwan.
Saram to all of you.